Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where most of the views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, give yourself a thumbs up. If not, consider subscribing. Let's get going on some requested analysis today. Gonna start with NVIDIA, move on to TRAC, and then Playboy. I have NVIDIA pulled up on the hourly time frame with the candlestick chart. I was talking yesterday about this high at 419, and if we can get a high above there with volume, then we have some higher targets, but these remain unconfirmed. Yesterday I closed the video by saying I was expecting these things to dip. NVIDIA can QQQ specifically. NVIDIA now has broken down below that channel at the 395 level and is looking somewhat bearish. The MACD here swooping down below the neutral point. IV is still dropping, which is really what you want to see if you're bullish, because implied volatility decreasing against the overall trend is typically corrective. Having the volume peter out now is typical after a news event. This bearish divergence in the RSI is holding, and we're going to see, I think, more downside to come. It doesn't mean we don't get one more pop out of here, but honestly, losing this channel was a big deal for me, and so now we're looking for some more downside. I think I can start to see a motive wave count through here, where the channel was lost, where wave 4 popped higher, and then wave 5 breaks that channel. That's pretty typical of a motive wave to do things like that, break channels, but typically it happens on the downside. Let me just do this really quickly. I'm going to zoom to the 15-minute chart, and I'll explain what I was saying there about motive waves. And when I say motive wave, if you don't know what a motive wave is, it's just a price trend that makes progress. I'm going to take the wicks of these candles. Typically, I wouldn't do that in Elliott wave, but might as well here. It just means that the time frame should be smaller to capture those highs and lows. On an Elliott wave analysis, you want to use a line chart. You're not going to get the wicks. It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. But you can see this channel on the downside and how this push down breaks this channel. That's what I'm talking about. Waves 3 and 5 typically break the channel. It's possible that we get a third wave extension here, and this is not waves 4 and 5. It's just waves 2 and the beginning of wave 3 of a massive push lower. We're going to have to wait for a while to understand if that's going to occur or not. At this point in time, I would say watch that low at 380.52, and if it breaks there, then watch out below, because a measured move down from there would be pretty disastrous. That was a Fibonacci retracement tool, but what I want is a Fibonacci extension, which we'll take from that wick, pull it up here, and we'll say, hey, if we get below 380, we could easily confirm a push down to 365. NVIDIA is starting to make its way down. Not surprising to this guy, not at all. That's my follow-up with NVIDIA. Let's go talk about Playboy really quick, because guess what? It's also dumping. Yup, just like everything else today, Playboy is not free from the sell-off. Boom, big push down. This looks like it might even be a motive wave heading lower, which is okay. I'm going to zoom out into the daily time frame, and I'll explain why. I'm always talking about these multi-point divergences. Here you have a 1, 2, 3, kind of 4 quadruple point divergence through here, and it's bullish, but the price is dropping. And so I've said it many times, just like this. I've said it once and I'll say it again. When you see these multi-point divergences pop up, typically you see them break, and once they break, the price will find its significant lower high before reversing. What's happening here is the completion of, well, different Elliott wave counts. Generally, you're going to see that I have waves 3, 4, and 5 ending down here in this ending diagonal triangle, but now we've set new low. Makes me wonder if perhaps there might be just a little more downside. Yeah, big sell-off. I'm still holding here. My analysis on Playboy is largely fundamental, not technical. I expect the technicals will start to reflect the fundamentals soon, once the company has sold off some of these other companies that it's purchased, Honey Birdette and Lovers. Yes, once those are lost, sold, done, that should improve the balance sheet, bring cash flow to neutral or better. They are doing a good job restructuring their company. New CFO in town, got them some good deals on restructuring their debt. Holding Playboy long-term still, and yes, I am holding red, and this looks pretty brutal, doesn't it? Looks pretty brutal. In fact, what I want to do here really quickly before I go is do a Fibonacci extension. If this is point A, B, click, and C, then maybe we get down as far as 134. Hopefully we don't get that low, but if we do, I'm just going to keep on holding. I'm going to have to pull over trading view for the next one. Here we go, TRAC. was looking at this chart and I was having a pretty good time with it. If I zoom out a bunch, you're going to see that the price has really gone through the ringer. This is your typical meme mountain, is really what I want to call it, the meme mountain. It takes several years to recover from something like this. In Bulkowski chart pattern analysis, we would call it a price mountain, but I'm calling it a meme mountain because it just seems more fitting, I think. Anyway, so here we are, and we've come down. We found a new low sometime in November, and my cat is pushing my mic around. Yeah, this butthole right here. Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself? She's got nothing to say. So anyway, we had this big push higher, and what really caught my attention is that this reactionary trend through here was pretty clearly a zigzag, A, B, and C, leading up to a high which failed to pass the prior high, and we've now seen another push down. So to see the price move up higher like this, but then have a reactionary trend that agrees with that overall push, makes me think that the price is in some sort of larger corrective trend, but it's possible that we're going to see a new motive wave if that downtrend breaks. The downtrend shown here in red at around 44 cents. So again, this could possibly be wave 1 of 5 in a motive wave, and A, B, and C for wave 2. And that would look like this. I would just clone this guy and pull it down here, and then edit it really quickly for 2. Wave 3 would likely be 161.8% the amplitude of wave 1, taking off from the low of wave 2. I have a retracement here, or an extension tool, from the high of 1 down to the point A, and when I apply it to point B, wave A and wave C are just about equal. You can see that the price bottomed right near that 26-cent mark. Perfect, on the money. And this also correlates pretty well with the overall Fibonacci retracement up to wave 1, which was at 26 cents. Wave 2 typically tends to retrace most of wave 1. That, quote, golden pocket is a good place for it. Overall, I'm thinking we could see perhaps a little more downside for wave C, because we often see the 161% extension of wave A on wave C, and that would be further down yet. This would give us an opportunity to form some sort of divergence in the RSI, perhaps a bullish divergence, or a swing failure pattern, something to give us an indication that the price is starting to reverse and has completed its corrective wave. Overall, I want to say if the price continues to turn down, though, that we could easily be looking at some sort of bearish broadening pattern. Probably down for a little bit right now. Short term, probably down. I don't know anything about this token or currency, so take that with a massive grain of salt. All I'm doing is analyzing the price action. It is not necessarily indicative of any fundamental forecast. So take it with a big grain of salt there. And that's what I've got for today. Hit comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Maybe I'll do an AMC and GameStop video later. It just depends how I feel. I have a lot of time now on my hands, so I'm gonna go. Happy trading.